Yo YouTube, welcome back to another video. And Loki, I was quite confused in terms of what to do for my video, but I don't really have much plans. And as you can see by the team setup, we're running the Blast Tower for Element Towers. I could run this in like a few parts because as you can see right now, I'm on floor 26 and it's just so energy draining in terms of what I mean. Like in terms of what I mean, you'll see what I mean because the runs I do, you'll see what I actually do. It's just annoying that with Sid here, to get the most out of him, you have to run him on like auto skip off. Oh my days, that shit is so boring. Oh my days. And the amount of shit bosses I had the whole time. I had True or Lancer a lot of times. I had Heracles a few times. I had, was it Brisket or Alpha? I don't know whichever one is Overshield. I had that one as well. Look, it's so cooked. But yeah, I'll run you through my team setup and specifically what each unit is there for. So let me run you through right here. Where is it? I set up right here. So of course Archer is there instead of Nami, but if it's a map like Namek or Double Dungeon, and bring Nami. If it's any map past Underground Church, and do bring Archer. Okay, so this is the team setup. So you got Gohan with this bird right here, plus his own Memorial with Deadeye. And then for Sid, we got a very good familiar on him because it gives him 4 swaps, 4 attacks for the swaps, or for the full meter. And then he has like 13.8% more blast damage. And then we also got this Jack of All with an Enthusiast Walk. Then we got Reze, this bird right here. And also a Divinity Enthusiast Walk. I'm low-key thinking if I should give this to Sid, but having him cheaper makes him get his swaps in earlier, so I don't know, I'll see. Then for Kenny, Unevo Kenny, because he's slowing and bleeding. Because he's being the bleed applier for all our units, and he's slowing by 30%, which isn't crazy, but it does help slightly. We got him with a C1 chopper, so he's nullifying. We got him with the Ice Queen's Rest, Jack of All. So he's quite cheap, plus he's also reapplying the Absolute Zero. Then Rukia, I got a Blitz Rukia with a lot of visits, plus the Ice Queen's Rest with Jack of All. And the Nami, of course, self-explanatory, but in this case right now, I am running Archer. And yeah, Archer, what he does, he has his Frozen Admiral, so I mean, I don't want Frozen Admiral. If I had another Rukia one, I'd run Rukia. But he has a C3 Doctor, so he's slightly cheaper. And what he is doing is this unlimited forgeries. What it does is any enemy in his range takes 25% more damage from all allies. But if they're a blast unit, the enemy takes 50% more, so it's 75% more damage. So Sid's nuke is doing so much more damage, plus all the other units are doing more damage. So to sum it up, yeah, this is a bleeding slower, Absolute Zero, plus just buffing all our units. Because in this team there's no actual buffer. Then Rezi, Prime passive, pretty good decent DPS, but I can't lie, for the solo blast tower, she's pretty chuddy because the boss is always by itself, you know what I mean? So she's not always utilizing her prime passive that well. And Sid, he's basically the carry for this team. He does the most. Because John Smith, what he does is he stacks permanently on the same enemy. So once we use the Sid nuke, we just swap over to John Smith and just keep on John Smith and just stack this damage and use the assassination. So he's very helpful as well. And then yeah, Trunks, Gohan, switching over to Trunks is very useful as well. So yeah, one carry, 2 carry, very useful, very useful. Kind of chuddy, but there's not really many options. And yeah, very helpful as well. You could use Black Star instead if you want to slow and bleed views as well. So yeah, that is another option. But yeah, that's it for the team setup. Let me just get into my runs and yeah, you'll see how things go. Oh yeah, before I get into the video, I was going to mention something and I did forget, but what I wanted to mention is the Wiki has an elemental tower tier list for each element. I did assist in making a few of these teams, I'll say most of the teams as well. But pretty much, you can see what these icons do, and pretty much if you click this to expand it, it tells you what each thing means. Purple glow around them, it means it's heavily required to perform well. Basically, it means they're irreplaceable. Green means they can replace and they'll function on similar levels, so you'll see like a few elements right here. Cosma, his replacement will be like Aladdin. It just depends on the stage, you know. And then let's see, if a unit yellow, that means they're standard team. So like Nami, Rukia, they're basically just standard editions, you know. That's pretty much for most elements. Nami and Rukia, they do show up a lot of times. And you can see all of them do have stuff. And yeah, for Ainz' team, you can see an unknown slot unit is there as well. But for the most part, the wiki tier list for the Elemental Tower is pretty much accurate for solo play. They do have an Omni Tower that they did add recently, I'm pretty sure. Okay, maybe it's not here. Did I refresh my page? Give me a second. Surely it's here. Yeah, look, Omni Tower, let's see. The team that I advocate a lot. And I think this is one of the teams I did use for my Toji floor. So Alucard, Kafka, Ichigo, Urza, Alucard, Nami, and Power. And Power is going to be your caloric stone unit. With the addition of Nami, Kafka, and Ainz, you can run the paralysis spells, which gives you a full AoE stun from Ainz. So this team setup is very nice. If you don't have Ichigo, you replace him with Hibana. But I'm sure a lot of you guys do have Ichigo. But this team is very nice. And a lot of these teams are well thought out, so I would like you guys to check out the wiki. I'll leave the link in the description. So yeah, if you want any other questions or anything you're confused about, just check them out. And yeah, the link will be in the description. Let's just get into the run now. Okay, first things first, you'll see I'm running the Nami setup, and my clips are always going to be in 2x speed or 1.5x speed. And you can see this boss, 360 million. And pretty much what I'm waiting for is for my Rukia to buff my Sid. For some reason, Rukia did not want to lock in. And I think this boss does have regen, so yeah, I just had to keep using Ackerman, Unevo Akkers, or Unevo Kenny to consistently slow him and apply bleed. But you can see Sid's gonna be snacking stacking on the boss. So yeah, it's just very helpful. You can see we got the Rukia buff off, so we were able to get some nice nuke on it. And yeah, this is like one of the weaker bosses we did verse, so I just want to show how this boss went. And you'll see the other bosses go soon. And this is the hardest boss I did face, I think. Maybe second hardest, you'll see what I mean. It's just very tedious, and I had to play this whole run. You can see at the time at the top, 12-minute run. It's gonna approach like 14 minutes. I had to play my run on full auto skip off. As soon as Cydia got to his ability upgrade where he can start swapping, I had to play him with auto skip off. It was so boring, but that's why I don't want to do that much runs. I got to floor like 25 at the end, but oh my days, the amount of times I had to do this was so annoying. See, I'm low-key just waiting for my Sid to get the Rukia buff, and then I nuke with the Archer domain. You'll see what I mean. So just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Eventually he did get it, so right here. And quickly use Archer and pop the nuke. You'll see how much damage we do. A good 380 million. Oh my days. Sid locked in and basically saved this run. And from here, I do use his assassination one time. Quick time. And it was good timing. I got a bit off him, and then I replaced him and had him back here. And just kept slowing the boss. And you can see that all our units are placed slightly farther back. This allows us to pretty much just allows us to get a lot of DPS on this boss, which allows us to kill it, you know. I had like a few failed attempts, and the first time it was because I did not do the auto skip off. Second time I placed myself a bit off, and yeah, third time you'll see here, this is the run where I beat it. It's just so frustrating that I had to do this for so many runs and floors. It just shows how chuddy the blast element is. They need a bit more, mate. Hopefully next update they get a lot more, you know what I mean? Look at this floor as well. Oh my days. This boss basically has 2 lives. So I have to get past the first life, then kill the second life. So yeah, you can see the same thing. I'm just waiting for my buff. I got the buff from Rukia. I quickly use the domain and pop the nuke. And that's pretty much most of the first life of him. And I swap over to John Smith and just stay on John Smith the whole time. And that's pretty much the pattern of the blast tower, especially solo wise. You're going to be running like this consistently, just utilizing John Smith. In terms of a team setup, I'd say you probably could get away with running multiple Gojias. You know, the Super Gojira, because he's pretty decent once he has like other fused allies in his range. Yeah, because he benefits of those other units who are critting. And CC is going to be critting. I mean, even Archer's critting as well, so... it's not too bad, you know. Yo, am I LARPing or LARPing? I can't remember. I can't remember exactly what it does, but I know Super Gogeta and the team setup can actually work. In terms of the other blast units, they're all kind of shoddy. There's not really many options, you know. So hopefully this update, 12.0, the Naruto update, we do get a few blast options. Naruto could be blast. I mean, a lot of units could be blast, you know. But I feel like a lot of units could also be nature from the Naruto verse, cause they are part of the Hidden Leaf Village, innit? You know what I mean? Okay, next up we got, what floor is it? Another chuddy floor. A pretty fast boss in the sense of it being brisket. And she has 30 shields, so it's kind of tedious. And here I made a mistake of not turning off my auto swap on the Sid off earlier, and I could not get the full stack, so you'll see this nuke isn't really the strongest, but it does do a decent amount of damage. So yeah, pop this domain, pop the nuke, and yeah, it took a bit off, but ideally if I was auto skipping off, I would have killed that in one go. So as you can see, it's pretty much the same setup. It's always making sure that I use John Smith to just kill off the boss, because if the enemy has more damage than John Smith's HP, he's also doing more damage to it, you know what I mean? He's a very good, he's basically the best unit for Blast in terms of just the Blast Tower. Of course Trunks exists, but Trunks can't be replaced. Once you place Trunks, you place him in a shit location, he's stuck there forever. You have to be like, I guess, kind of techy with the placements because you don't control where he gets placed. And this is the boss that pissed me off the most all my days. The amount of times I had him was so painful. And you can see why, you know, he's so frustrating to deal with. I had to keep selling and replacing my trunks. You can see I sell him, so he comes back at a different time from the stun. But he comes back now. Get a few attacks off, like maybe like 2 or 3 good attacks. And then I have to sell him again. So like wait a bit, I sell him like now I think. Well, this one I waited out, but it's so frustrating. This boss actually caused me so much difficulties. I think this boss took the longest to kill, purely because of his stupid mechanic. But since he is really slow, it allowed me to kill him off. But low-key, he was a pain in the ass, man. And yeah, I think this will be the final boss I do show, because I do end up to floor 25. But floor 25 was pretty easy and I didn't want to record that one. It's kind of a short video, I didn't want to make it too long. But I wanted to give you guys something to watch while I work on the final strats for the tournament. And low-key content creation. There's not much to do in AV, man. But I want to push out content, you know what I mean? If you got any video ideas, just let me know in the comments, you know. There's not much I can do for you guys. But I'm trying, you know. I'm trying my best. But yeah. Especially in the week before the update for AV. It's heavily, heavily dry. It's always a state where it's like this in AV, man. But yeah, you can see this boss I had to replace so far back. It was so frustrating, but yeah. Trunks getting constantly stunned was so piss taking, man. It actually ruined my run. But killing this boss, I was able to kill it off because of John Smith, man. W John Smith, mate. W John Smith. But yeah, you can see I replaced Resi as well. I didn't replace... Yeah, I did replace Resi. Moved that to the... I think... I didn't even have it down, but yeah, I placed Resi and that's it for the run. I'll see you in the next video. Like, subscribe, and yeah, peace. Send me any ideas in the comments.